Yeah.
And she's like, well, did you give him a BJ? And I
we
go,
were like, what?
And she goes, did you give him a BJ? I go, I went on like one or
date.
2 dates with him.
God damn it. And I put like, Corey know what it means. Corey,
Well, welcome to the hood.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
look at it.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So let's talk about the matriarch, the momager, Kris Jenner, and the comment that Khloe made that Kris said to her when she was younger. Well, not younger, but back in the days. Let's get
No, you went on a date.
Yes, I went on a date.
You went
with
on
someone.
a date, and it was set up by your mom, right?
My mom and Gunnar
And
Peterson,
Gunnar.
because Gunnar was training this individual. He was a
Yeah.
basketball player, played for
Such a pusher.
one of the LA teams. And us three were in the kitchen, and we were like talking together. And I was like, my mom was not involved in the conversation, but her office was off to the kitchen. And I was like, so-and-so isn't calling me back, yada, yada. And we're just chatting. And she's like, what are you guys talking about, girls? And we're like, just this guy won't call me back. She's like, well, how many dates did you go on? I'm like, well, just like one or two.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, did you give him a BJ? And I
we
go,
were like, what?
And she goes, did you give him a BJ? I go, I went on like one or 2
date.
dates with him. No. And she goes, well, that's why he's not calling you back. And
Best
she
story ever.
just turned around, and I'm like,
Went back to her office.
what?
I remember looking at you like,
And I was
God, she's the
mortified.
goat. Like, clearly,
No.
she knows something we don't know.
Kris gave Khloe the realest game. Most of the men that Khloe is wanting, the athletes, the actors, the music artists, the millionaires, these men most of the time want to wife up a woman after they see that they're sexually compatible. If a man like this has to do all this work to see if there's a physical connection, he's most likely going to walk away to someone he's more connected with.
Not her talking about Kris Jenner knows what she's talking about. I mean, she probably does, okay? Because at the end of the day, she did not tell no lies. But, not that I would do it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are. You don't want to hear that coming from your mother, okay? Now, your friend nowadays, or your friend on the other hand, could tell you that and you both will laugh and say, girl, you tripping. You know what I mean? But your mom telling you that with a straight face talking about, well, did you give him a BJ? I don't want to talk about stuff like this with my mother, And we already know how Kris Jenner is, the momager of the matriarch of the Kardashians. Kris Jenner is making sure each and every single one of her daughters and also her granddaughters and grandsons, well, not very much the grandsons, but definitely the granddaughters are set before she kicked the bucket. Because that's what she's doing. She's making sure they're all married and they're all set. Because at the end of the day, when Kris Jenner walked into a room, we have to admit that, yes, things happen. Things move. She will get you through the door, but it's your talent that will keep you, including the Kardashians. I can't say they don't have any talent because these girls make millions just off of copying other women. And their talent is basically copying other women, copying other things that other people do and trying to make it as though it's them. Because at the end of the day, nothing is new under the sun. But also it's very blatant and in your face that they have been stealing designs, fashion and everything from different people, particularly black women. And then also marrying NBAs or addicts like Lamar with the bourbon with rotten teeth, who she basically had to embarrass on TV and tell him that his breath smelled so bad. He had terrible gingivitis. Meanwhile, the money was nice. The money was good, but his breath smelled so bad, but she wasn't going to leave because the money was good. But once the money ran out, that's when you left. Okay? That's when you left. But my thing is, Kris Jenner and her girls, I keep saying his, and her girls have never gave we're not gold diggers. And I'm not here to say there's anything wrong with gold diggers, because as a matter of fact, I prefer to be a gold digger. So I had never met a broke gold digger in my entire life. Okay, so when someone said that you're a gold digger, I don't take that as an offense. Actually, I was talking to this one man one time, and he had the nerve to say, well, you sound like a gold digger. Well, in words of She Was 7, if you ain't got no gold, you have nothing to worry about. I'm harmless to you because you ain't got no golds. You know, if you had some golds that I could dig, then it'd be a problem for you, not for me, obviously. But my thing is, those Kardashians have always gave our mom pimp us. That's what it gives on the TV show. They might not see it as that, but that's what we see. That your mother pimp you. She's always introducing you to somebody. Look at Kim. Kris Jenner, allegedly, according to Ray J, who was one of the other half of the corn tape, basically said that Kris Jenner was in the room when the tape was happening, which is so weird, because why is your mama watching you? That's so creepy. And Kim didn't feel uncomfortable because we're pointing fingers at Kris. But Kim, how did you feel, girl? Because my mother would be the last person I want to ever discover, not even like a picture of me half naked, which I don't have any because I don't send nudes to nobody. I don't send pictures to anybody. If you want to see it, honey, you're going to see it in person because it look better in person anyways. But my thing is because I really don't trust men like that, because y'all be flipping over like a old penny. Anyways, so I wouldn't do that. But how do you feel that your mom was in the room while you were recording this and then stopped and looked at the video and said, no, I didn't like that angle. The light didn't hit her body right enough. We got to do it again. I don't like the way her kun look in this scene. I didn't like the way you were putting it in. So therefore, we need to do it again because it's not going to bring us money. So we got to do it until it's good. Eat the cake anime and go back again. That's what it's giving, because what do you mean your mom was in the room choosing the best clip for the video that you guys were going to release to the world so everybody can see all of your insides? I'm sorry. But Kris never gave that. She wasn't going to try anything possible in the world for her family, her entire family, to have wealth, including offering her kids to the men that she already set them up with. Even though the Kardashian girls talk to Kris however they want, they cannot deny the fact that Kris don't like men for real. Kris don't like men for real. Because every man that Kris have ever dated always gave off that. Look at Corey with the big hips. Corey's hips is shaped like a girl's hip, okay? He got some wide hips. And it's just giving a woman. It's giving Kris and Corey are a perfect femme and stud couple. And they're happy. Kris loved a big hip. Kris loved a very feminine man, and there's nothing wrong with that, because there are masculine women who love feminine men, even though they are married. And I think it's like a thing, there's a lot of very masculine women who dress very feminine, but they want a feminine man so they can manipulate and get their ways. And that's exactly, Kris has always gave that. Even when she was with the other guy, Kris was cheating on the man, the lawyer, like she was a man. I mean, she was running around bringing the man in her husband's house. And her kids even had to confront her on the show, talking about, if you weren't so hot at the pants, our family would have been together, and our father probably would have never passed away. Who knows, right? But my thing is, if your kids are able to call you out on stuff like this, because you're acting as though your kids are your little friends. What do you mean you're telling her that she should have given the man a BJ on the first date? So you don't care that your kid could have caught something? You don't even know if the man is clean because he's an NBA player. He could pay to get rid of it for her. Because to me, it's not what she said, it's to who she said it. Because why are you telling your daughter that? I'm just so confused. And yes, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Khloe was of age. And some people just have that comfortable relationship with their mom where they can just talk about sex and this and that. To me, it's weird. I don't want to hear my mom telling me like, oh, I should the men that I just date. To me, it's first of all, you should be telling me that I shouldn't be doing that. For you to tell me that I should have done that, and that's the reason why he didn't call, is diabolical. It's crazy to me. Maybe other people it's just a normal thing because they have that comfortable relationship with their mom, but I don't have that, and I'm just like, I don't want that. I don't want my mom to tell me, oh, I should have given him some ass in order for him to call me back, you know? And my thing is, Kylie Jenner on the show was dating someone who was way older than her, and she was underage. And allegedly, isn't Courtney's son, what's his name? The Disick boy, the older one, allegedly he has a child. And she had to come out and address the fact that people were talking about her son, who is underage, having a child who's already like 1 year old, named Penelope. I don't know if that's her real name or if the child is even real. But you know, the Kardashians always like to drop little things in the media so people can talk about it, because the show is not really giving the numbers that it gave. So therefore, a lot of the time, even the beef with Alabama and Alabama, her stepdaughter with Bad Baby, I feel like that's kind of a thing that was basically created so they can get the attention on the show, because the show just came out and all of a sudden now they got all these beef. Yeah, it sounds very personal in the music, but my thing is the Kardashians are willing to try any and everything to make sure that show stay on, because at the end of the day, it just seems like they sold their soul for this show. And I think Kris Jenner will be on Walking with a Cane and still be on that show. Kim will look like Kris Jenner right now and still be on that show. And the children will look like them right now. The Kardashian girls right now, that's the children north of them, will look like the Kardashians now, would be their age and still be on that show. That show's not going anywhere. I feel like every year, even if only 50 people watch the show, they're going to make sure you go and watch the show by putting things in the media to make sure, because who comes out and says something like this on a podcast about your mom? If my mom told me something like this, I'm taking it to the grave. Because what do you mean? I'm not telling. That's embarrassing for me, for my mom to be telling me this. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reserved and there's certain things that I just wouldn't say or want to hear from my mother. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Do you have a relationship cool like this with your parents where you're just talking about sex and all these things, even though you're at your big age? Because in the island, in the community where I'm from, it's like it's uncomfortable to talk to your parents about stuff like that, you know? Let me know. Now that man is Eliza's talk about we don't know what you mean. Kanye said, y'all know what I mean. Probably half the men in that room probably have tested out and tried it out, okay? It's very blatant, and even on their show, that they share men.
You said in war he helped your baby's mother's mother?
Yeah, that was hard.
That was
hard.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, I mean, it's like we was confused.
You know what it means. So,
God damn it.
And I put like, Corey know what it means.
Drake and Big Sean both performed. The generous rappers spent the evening entertaining guests and, of course, giving lots of love and affection to the birthday girl. Not many can brag that they've had Drake bestow his gold chain upon them, so Kylie, you go, girl.
So Kanye West has jumped right into the middle of this Drake drama and dragged none other than Kris Jenner into the mix, exposing her for allegedly selling off her daughter Kylie to Drake and other rumored industry deviants. Now, these whispers about Drake's questionable behavior have been going on for a while, with some saying Drake made advances towards Kylie at the same time as Tyga when she was just 15 or 16. This whole thing started heating up when Kendrick Lamar came out swinging in his diss tracks, accusing Drake of some seriously shady stuff, like R. Kelly and Diddy level scandals. And now, Kanye's decided to join the chat, dropping some truth bombs about Drake's messy history with Kylie. And here's the kicker. Rumor has it that Kris Jenner might have turned a blind eye to Drake and Tyga's sick behavior.
If your water broke, like right now.
Well, let's not say that, because I'm not ready.
Oh, well, after we're done.
Well, no, my husband's on a plane coming home.
Okay. Okay, then when he lands.
No, I need to, like, have sex.
This is how you talk to your mother?
There.
This is TMI, and I don't need to know this, Not, I'm looking at her and thinking, you know, at the visual, it's just, no. Just keep it to yourself. This is wild.
Okay,
That
so we
sex
have
is
one.
taking a priority to a birth?
Yeah, because then you can have sex for 6 weeks after.
Who's going with you when you have the baby?
Just Travis.
Not your mom?
Nope.
No sisters?
Nope. Unless I feel super stressed out and I call Khloe.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? My name is Realist.
Hi, Realist.
I stay right up the street and I heard my homegirl Kim stays here, and if it is, I'm just trying to come and kick it and let her.
Silly of me to think that you could ever really want me to.
Meet the perfect girl. What does that look like on paper? Like,
how tall are you?
this guy. I think Scott probably has a crush on Khloe. Listen, I have a crush on Khloe. Everyone has a crush on Khloe. The cameramen all have a crush on Khloe. Yeah. Paxi has a crush on Khloe. You know, if we could just find somebody who comes close, we know what he's looking for.
She's funny, she's kind, she's sweet, she's cute. She's got all the characteristics I want. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would never look at Khloe sexually, even though I make jokes like that.
Yeah.
I just mean somebody who doesn't give up on somebody. Like, you know, because I have been through like a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I definitely know I'm not easy, and I'm not perfect.
None of
but
us
I need
are.
somebody that I feel like I get, what's the word,
Laid.
And you're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong at all. They are literally the same person, if you really think about it. They are so similar that I remember there was an interview a few years ago with Magic where he said the same exact thing. We all know the saying, the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. Look, am I gonna sit here and act like Kris Jenner is like the best parent ever? I mean, that's kind of questionable, right? I mean, she's done a lot for her kids, but she's also done a lot of things that I could never imagine my mom doing with my sisters, or any other mother doing with their kids. But the reality is, Kris has always been an opportunist, and she saw an opportunity and she took it. And despite how fucked up it is, she's done a lot for her kids. We have to remember, none of them have any skills. None of them have any talent. They don't do anything. But Kris knew what type of audience she wanted to attract and how she wanted to market towards them. And it worked for a lot of years. But I do believe that's where Kris and LeVar differentiate. Kris is an opportunist and she's just riding down that river no matter what direction it takes her. LeVar, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. We have to remember that this is a 30+ year plan that he's had in the making. Again, we have to remember that he sat down and he thought to himself, he is going to have sons that are going to be international NBA stars. From before they were born to when they were, throughout their entire childhoods, LeVar has always had a step-by-step plan indoctrinated for them. And if it didn't work, because it's the NBA, let's be real, that's like a really far-fetched plan. But if it didn't work, he would also have a fallback plan. But overall, I would agree 100%. They have a lot in common, albeit a few differences. And despite what people say about Kris, I do genuinely believe she does actually love and care for her daughters. The reality is she just prioritized Kim because she was the opportunity.
But what was my
Appreciate
dad
the
not doing
consequences.
that made you want to look elsewhere?
I don't know, because he was such a great husband and such a great dad. And I think that I fell into a situation where I thought that the grass was greener somewhere else. And I made a huge mistake. That's like my life's biggest regret. You know, I'm not proud of the way that I behaved during that time, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I really do live my life by thinking God has a plan. And without that whole thing happening, there never would have been Kendall and Kylie.
Right.
I just want you to be happy.
I already have my happily ever after with my kids. I'm totally happy. When you have a partner, you know, I always put that person first. I don't want to put anyone first but my kids.
Right.
Life is short. My kids are this age only for
a minute.
Literally a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And I
Couldn't
have my
agree with
kids
you
and
more.
I am proud of myself for being with them, like diving into them as much as I have, because it's really easy just to be like, no, someone else do it.
But
in conclusion, in my opinion, the Kardashian family have always told us who they are and what they were, okay? They were never shy of being so open to the point where it looks like blatant incest. It's so weird that I remember in the beginning of the Kardashian, the few first seasons, where Khloe and Rob Kardashians would sleep in the same bed together, and they're at their big age, right? And I think Khloe asked Rob, would he F her? I was like, well, that's interesting. Why would you ask your brother? Would he do that? Would he commit incest? And in my opinion, I was like, okay, well, that's very interesting. But that family have always been like that. They date the same guys, like they were basically share men, which is very weird. And I think Justin Bieber, there's a thing I was reading where I think the Kardashians, like the sisters, ended up having a good old funky night with Justin Bieber together at the same time. Khloe and, not Khloe, but Kylie and Jenner. Not Kylie and Jenner. Kylie and the young one, Kendall. Anyway, so I mean, at the end of the day, they are the Kardashians. People watch them just to hate on them, but you cannot blame them for people just simply hating them and them not looking at it as hate. They just look at it as all publicity is good publicity, and they made millions off of that. And honestly, I wouldn't do the things that Kris does with her children simply because it just seems like, you know, they're just basically a train wreck that you cannot stop, you cannot look away, you know. I wouldn't do that with my kids. But when it comes to the whole business part, they always say the devil work hard, but Kris Jenner work harder, and that is true. She makes sure that all her children, whether you like them or not, everybody is set and they have their own money. And I love that. She is a business person to the core, and she is a true Scorpio. In the bedroom and outside of the bedroom, okay? If you know, you know. But my thing is, Kris was always hot in the pants. Even when she was dating her first husband, the second husband, she did on all of them multiple times, and she was not afraid to let them know either. Okay, but my thing is, she did the job. She did what she had to do, and now her kids and their grandkids and her grandkids are all set, and now she ain't got to worry about nothing. So I mean, what could I say about that? If they like it, I love it. They like to talk with each other a certain way, and it doesn't matter, you know, they will say certain stuff which seems a little weird, like what do you guys do when the cameras are not on if you're doing all of this on camera, you know? Or maybe it's just for publicity. I believe a lot of their relationship are simply because of publicity. They probably paid the man to be with them because the relationship just always never gave that it was love. Because Kourtney or Khloe she changed her face 150 times, and the man she's with cheated on her on all 150 of Khloe's doppelgangers. All of them. So to me, it's like, it gives like, we're paying you to do a job, to stand here to make us look good so we can have a storyline. And it could very much be that, because cheating Tristan is never going to respect Khloe, and she's going to continue to be there. He's like a gobu jeje. I don't know how to say it in English without it sounding so harsh, but in Creole, like gobu jeje, he just sit there like, yeah, I think so. It's like, he sounds so weird. Every time I look at him, it's like a cringe. Every time I see a clip with him in it, it's like, why would he say that? Why does he sound like that? It's so weird. Yeah, it's so weird to me. But in my opinion, she loved him, clearly, or at least he brings good rating. So they keep him around, just like Kanye was bringing good ratings and he didn't want to be in it. And Kanye has been trying to expose them for a while now. I don't know if I mentioned the fact that, you know, there was a clip where I saw that Corey was very friendly with Kylie. It was in a kitchen somewhere and they were making a drink or something, and he was very friendly. As someone who's dating my mother, I don't know if I'd be that friendly with him, but then again, in the Kris Jenner household, it seems like everything goes. Because at the end of the day, their entire life is on TV. And even though it looks like they're sharing a lot of their life, but I don't think they're sharing that much like it is. I don't think so. I think they're keeping a whole lot of stuff, but the ones that they do share, they go overboard. And they pay people, just like, you know, remember when Kenya Moore paid somebody to be her boyfriend in one of the episodes, or one of the seasons of the Real Housewife of Atlanta. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what, then again, it is a scripted show, so what can you expect? You know, you're not going to expect a real relationship. Yes, if she got some children out of it, it seems like Kanye was the only person that actually loved Kim for her, because when she got married, he got jealous and bought a phone, even though he did not want a phone. He bought a phone just to text Kim and then show a bunch of black men and say, look, he used to be a professional, but now he's wearing his pants below his bottom. This is your future. He basically told Kim that if you date these black men and not me, this will be your future. And Kim, sure enough, she got divorced because Kanye's bag looked a lot bigger. So I don't blame her. You know, you get your money how you live it, honey. Because look, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. And if it's going to be you getting your money, you get your money however you live. And look, I'm here for it. And yeah, we might hate the Kardashians all we want, but they're still getting that money. And people are still hate watching them for no reason, you know. And also, they know that, you know, all publicity is good publicity, which is true, because at the end of the day, it's your energy that they need. It's just that as long as you watch their show, it doesn't matter if they're embarrassing themselves. It doesn't matter if they're doing all this and that. But as long as there are people, there's eyeballs on their show, they're getting paid. So therefore, maybe you can learn something from. Actually, I don't know about the BJ thing, but we can learn some from the Kardashians because they're doing something right. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Kris Jenner will never catch a break with her grandkids. This scene in the Kardashians is actually the funniest thing ever and so out of pocket. So the girls are screaming and singing and Kris like tells them to quiet down. And Stormi goes, I guess Lovey is just too stressed out by the car. And right away Khloe hid behind her phone because she was like, girl, did you just say that to Lovey? And then you get Kris Jenner, like, glaring at Stormi. But look at Chicago. Look at the way she's judging her. People love to talk about Northwest in her face. But Chicago, like... look at the way she is judging Kris. She's like, girl, like, chill. We're just singing. Don't look at my girl Stormi like that. But it's the fact that Khloe's hiding behind her phone. Like, Khloe slouched down in the seat, put the phone up in front of her face. Because she knows Kris Jenner. She knows the real Kris Jenner. And she knows that if she would have been like, I guess Lovey is just stressed out from being in the car, like, Kris Jenner would have let her have it. But, hey, Kris Jenner's a grandma. Grandmas treat their grandbabies differently than their kids. So her keeping her composure, like, look at her face, you know, like, Stormi saying that cut deep. Look at her face. She's like, keep it together, Kris. Keep it together, Kris. And Chicago knows. Chicago's like, girl, like, chill. I love that. I love that. And I love that the only other adult in the car is hiding because she knows. And True's just back there just oblivious to the whole thing. And it's funny. Like, this scene had me cackling. Especially just the look on Chicago's face. Like, purely judging Kris Jenner.
Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teaches you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, And I even have some easy, powerful spell to win Game of Chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.